pretty good. You like my book table? Hello and good morning. It is about halfway through the year, so it is time for me to check in and see how I'm doing with my New Year's resolutions / goals. I'm a little nervous to look because with the move from Charlotte to Chicago, I haven't been able to like focus a lot on like routine or like friendship or reading or like any self-growth. It's been, you know, a lot. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. I have a nice warm cup of tea here, which I'm very excited to drink. Let's see. That's good. It's at the point where like the tea bag still needs a second to infuse. So it's like not strong enough yet, but in like 5 minutes, ooh, that's gonna be good. So I hope that you have a warm beverage and let's get into it. This year I broke all of my like goals into different categories. So I've got health, travel, church, grow, friends, daily routine. I'm much more nervous than I guess I expected, but I'm pretty sure I haven't done that well, so. Okay, first up, health. Do an anti-inflammatory diet. I feel like this was kind of a long time ago. We did do it, but not all the way. Okay, so these are all the like subcategories that we were aiming for with the anti-inflammatory diet. No processed meat. I feel like I've done this. I mean, I might have broken it like once or twice. Yeah, but I did. Our apartment had like a little charcuterie night and I did have that, but like that's not what I was talking about when I made this goal. So actually I feel pretty good about that one. Can only have whole wheat bread. Joke's on us because like a month after this we found out that Alex had celiac disease. So we've actually kept like all bread out of the house. I do occasionally get something, like I got myself like a little French bread at the grocery store, and like sometimes there's like a crackers, something going on. But for the most part, we've done really good. Nothing deep fried. I mean, nothing at home, but like, yeah, I've had some onion rings and they've been delicious and I have 0 regrets. Nothing high in added sugar. I feel like I've done really good with this. If I do eat something high in sugar, it's like more natural or it's something that I really want. But I've cut a lot of those, like just buying a pastry in a coffee shop because I'm hungry. Like now, if I do get a pastry, it's because it looks delicious. So like that's fun and like worth it to me. So I'm cool with that. Okay. I said no sugar sweetened beverages. No, absolutely not. I've had more sugary beverages, but I've also been enjoying them a lot more. Like if I am gonna get a beverage, maybe it's like a strawberry matcha versus a Coca-Cola. I am just like a sugar glutton, honestly. Like I always want it. I've got like 2 tablespoons of honey in this tea, which is delicious. I'm not as concerned about that just because for me, it's not really about the sugar. It's about the refined and like processed sugar that I'm trying to avoid. Meanwhile, I said no seed oils. I knew I wasn't gonna have no seed oils. We have done a really good job of avoiding seed oils. Even like the restaurants we've been going to, one of our favorite places here is Small Cheval, which is supposed to be like the best burger in Chicago. Which I don't know if I would say that, but they do use beef tallow instead of seed oils when they cook their meats. Everything is like more natural. They have a lot of gluten-free options for Alex, which is just great. I'm actually pretty pleased with that. It's not perfect, but I didn't expect it to be, nor did I, you know, really want it to be perfect because that's life and like I'm gonna eat the fun things and do the fun things when it comes. I do feel like my biggest issue is still sugar as a whole. I just always want it and I'm always thinking about it. I know a lot of people are like, I'm addicted to sugar. No, I actually think I might be addicted to sugar because it is the first thing I think about when I wake up and the last thing I think about when I go to bed. So do with that what you will. Okay, well here's where we fall off the wagon. This we have not done at all. Juicing 3 times a week. That's honestly not practical. I wish that it were, but juicing is a lot of work and moving is a lot of work, and we chose the latter. Heel, plantar fasciitis, have full use of foot. If you don't know, I have 3 injuries in my left foot. I've got basically an influx of inflammation, which created an overuse injury, and the inflammation created a bone spur, and the bone spur created Achilles tendinitis, and because I was walking weird with the Achilles tendinitis, I got plantar fasciitis. I spent most of the first half of the year in a walking boot, which was actually so awful. Everything about that was, yeah. I've been in PT. I feel like I was doing a lot more. I was sleeping in castor oil packs, going to cryo, so I need to be doing that more. It's just really hard because it was easy in Charlotte when I could just like drive, park, and go in. But here it's too far of a walk. There isn't a train that takes me there. So Alex has to drop me off, and that's been like a really big blocker in getting there, which I also didn't know when I put that goal. But I can definitely do a better job of, I'm gonna put like a new little subcategory to use the castor oil. Basically, I don't know how I feel about this, but non-traditional medicine, castor oil supposedly can break up a bone spur. There's also a lot of accounts on YouTube of it healing people's plantar fasciitis and like pretty quickly. So I definitely want to get back on that and try harder at that. Also, like, that's actually fairly easy. Okay, moving on to travel. Okay, I put that I wanted to go to the South Carolina National Park. I was supposed to go with my friend group in Charlotte, and once we started talking about moving, it got very overwhelming to even think about. But the main reason was because of my foot. A lot of the things that I would want to do in the South Carolina National Park are hiking. So that's, it is what it is. We did take a little weekend trip back to North Carolina for a friend's wedding, and that was really fun. It was like a month after we moved, and we got to do like our little hometown favorites. I actually vlogged it, so if you want to see it, I'll, put a little link in or something. But that was really fun, which was weird, like traveling back to where you just came from. I also went to Passion. Oh my gosh, that was in January. That was really cool. It was technically like my second to last year to go, so I'm really glad that I got in before I age out. I don't know, I just feel so old, like 25. I just found out, this is a complete side note, but it's in travel, so I'll take it. I just found out that I can rent a car by myself. That, for some reason, is so terrifying. Because it's been like the last thing that I haven't been old enough for, and now I'm old enough for it. And I just don't know what to think about that. I thought that in April we were gonna go to Little Rock Hot Springs. Nope, we were moving all of April. I mean, obviously not all of April, but moving took up all of April. Just like planning and logistics. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Planned an international trip for 2026. This is kind of still happening, but not in the same way that I thought. I was really hoping that by like the fall season, I would be able to be planning for like a big trip, like Japan or Iceland or New Zealand, something that was hiking heavy. I don't feel confident enough in where my foot is right now to be planning that, but I have planned like a little outline for a Canada trip, so I'm really hoping that this fall we'll be able to do that. There is walking, but it's not nearly as much as like a hiking heavy trip, but that's really exciting because Canada has always been really far away in North Carolina, but now that we're in Chicago, I think we're like 2 hours from the border, 8 or 9 hours from Toronto. I do need to be more intentional about like going ahead. I don't know if we'll do a big international trip next year or not, just because that's really expensive, but planning it so that when it does come, for our honeymoon, we planned it in a month, which is incredible. Like the fact that we pulled our trip together in a month, like I'm talking flights, Airbnbs, like rental car, everything. So it's possible, but also I wish I had been more intentional, especially because there's so many different islands in Greece. I wish I could have researched them more. Although I wouldn't change anything, so maybe that's the way to do it. Shoot, I don't know. Church. So like I just kind of bucketed everything with like church, religion, God in this category, just like things that I want to work on. Doing more Bible studies outside. I don't do that as much in Chicago just because there really isn't a great place. Like everything outside is very city, so I would have to like go to a park for that, and that sounds hard. So I could do better with that. I wanted to get more involved with a D group that is now across the country from me, which is absolutely crazy. In the same note, we have an email from our church about getting involved, and they just want to set up a time to meet, and that's been a lot. So I really just need to make that happen. So yeah, I haven't done well on this one. Do the church reading plan. Okay, so First Baptist Church of Charlotte is currently doing the Tara Lee Cobble read through the Bible in a year, which I've done a lot of those. I'm very skeptical just because when I'm like reading for a goal, I really struggle with like reading comprehension and reflection. This one has been really interesting because it's all chronological. So I'm seeing the Bible as more like one complete story versus like bits and pieces from different people who wrote it, which has been amazing. I have given up being on track. I'm like 21 days behind, I think. And I keep trying to catch up, but I usually like spend all week and I make like progress and then I lose it all over the weekend. So I'm behind, but I've embraced being behind, and that's given me a lot more freedom and flexibility. So even though I'm not on track with that, I am proud that one, I kept it up all the way through July, but two, that I've given myself the flexibility to not be so like rigid and like I must complete this and do well. If you move, immediately get plugged into a church. I think this is amazing because we did move. That was such a big question mark in January, or I guess December 31st when I wrote this. So that's like incredible that we're here. I'm exactly where I wanted to be right now. So yeah, that's amazing. And like I said, we need to do a better job of getting plugged in with our local church. There's a book that my pastor gave me, oh my gosh, 2 years ago now. And it's such a good book. It's a devotional book, but it's really challenging. It's a lot of reflection and like dealing with hard topics. I have not finished that. But that's mainly because I've been doing the Bible reading plan, and that's a lot. So I'm actually, happy where I am with that, but I don't want to forget about that. I do want to finish that. Nightly Devotion with Alex. The same pastor gave us a very sweet devotion book, and it only takes us 10 minutes, but we've just been really struggling with like going to bed too late. So I need to work on that because when we do it, it is so nice. It is like such a nice way to like end the night. A lot of times like I'll do my PT while he's reading it, and then it's like I feel so accomplished. We get into bed at the same time. We're like less anxious. It's such a good thing. So I really need to do that. Under the category grow, I feel like I could have named this better, but it looks like just like personal development. Learn to read sheet music. So I was doing a really good job at this for a while, playing the piano and working on sheet music. I just haven't recently, but that's because life has been absolutely crazy. Get up at the same time every day. No. But that's because I just feel like the nature of my life is so chaotic. That doesn't always make sense. Last night, I was up until 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was working and I was getting things done, and I felt so accomplished. So I did sleep until 9:30 today. And like, that's, I guess, not super healthy, but at the same time, that's when I'm creative and that's when I want to get work and that's when I have fun with it. So I really don't want to go to bed at the peak of my creativity and my work ethic when I'm like buzzed and my circadian rhythm is going, and then wake up when I don't want to be awake and I'm not motivated to just like grind out work. And I'm really thankful that I have the flexibility of a freelance career that allows me that flexibility and that freedom. Like being self-employed in that way is such a blessing, and I'm so thankful for that. Although there does need to be some kind of I don't know, I feel like I need to think through this and figure out a better system to make sure that I am getting enough sleep. And like if I am staying up late, then maybe I need to stay up late every night consistently and then sleep later in the morning. So I don't know. I really don't know what that looks like. There's some things I need to work on, but also like I feel like my perspective on things has changed so much since January, and I just have a better idea of what things look like and what they should look like in my life, which is cool. Friends! Okay. This is where I've really fallen off. It's been really hard to keep up with people moving. I don't know if it's the time distance or just, not being able to connect. I think I need to do a better job of FaceTiming people. When I wrote this, I also wasn't really planning on moving cross country. I mean, it was a dream, but it wasn't thought out. So something that I am really excited about though, I just started using this website called Meetup, and basically it's a way to make friends in your city. So you put in your city, and then it's almost like a dating profile. Like you select things that you're interested in, like movies, books, crafting, like whatever, polo. I don't know, maybe if you're in London, you can select that. So I did join a book club through that, and I'm very excited. I'm going for the first time on Sunday. So that's gonna be really fun. And then I'm also, I'm in a book club with my apartment. I haven't done a great job of making friends in Chicago just because it is difficult when you're not in college and you work from home, like I don't have coworkers, I don't have anything I do regularly, except for church, which I do really want to get involved with that, and serving. They have like a coffee ministry, which I think would be so fun, but I haven't signed up yet because of my foot. So a lot of this, I'm seeing a pattern. A lot of this is just like a catch-22 situation for my ankle. So womp womp womp. But I am excited about meetup and to see like where that goes and to get connected with people. So that'll be fun. I'll let you know how that goes because that's kind of nerve-wracking too. Okay, last, I've got my whole day like scheduled out for like a really healthy morning routine with starting PT and then having coffee and Bible, making the bed all before I start my work day, which has not happened, and it should happen because that would be really healthy and good for me. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out and going through my New Year's resolutions with me. It wasn't, in some ways it was better than I thought, in some ways it was worse than I thought. There's always so much more you can do, but I feel like this is the first year that I've really done a great job of making goals and resolutions for myself that are healthy and balanced and not rigid and forced. Because that's not how life is, you know? Life is flexible. So what were your New Year's resolutions and goals? What are you doing well? What are you not doing well? What should I be doing? I don't know. But let me know. I would love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, having a nice warm cup of tea, and I'll see you right back again here real soon. Bye.